Bob's Fix and Shop. Today I've got something kind of interesting. I've got this old motor. It looks like it's maybe came with a toy set, something like an erector set or something, but it's pretty old, probably from the early part of the last century. It's got the cloth wrapped wires, copper wires, and when I bought it at a garage sale a number of years ago, I hooked it up to power and it didn't run, but I'm sure it's something simple, and so I thought today I'd take a look at it and see if I can get it running and just kind of play around with it, have a little fun. So if you're interested, why don't you come along for the ride? So the cool thing about this looks like it's 2 volts, and it's got these big windings with cloth covered wire, and if I put the ohm meter on it end to end, I get nothing, right? But if I look, this particular motor is kind of wound, so it's got this winding down here for the outside magnet, and then for the motor it actually, if we look at it, the power comes in here, and mine is here. So let's say this is the armature. So we come in here, we go through the coil, we go up here to the commutator, and then out here, and so I should be able to see some resistance across here, but there's nothing if I just hook my wires to it. I got nothing. But what I found is if I just kind of push the brushes up a little bit, I can get it to spin. So I think all I really need to do is clean out these brushes here, and it should be good to go. So let's see. So first, and this is really loose in here, so let's take it apart. It's interesting that it's only 2 volts. It seems, but they must be for like an erector set or something, and where they use those great big batteries. I'm going to take it out from this side too. But I love the cast iron armature. Yes, that's kind of interesting. I don't know what's going on with the screw right here, but no screw here. I mean, I'm sure it's for balance, but I don't know. Also, it's interesting that it looks like this wire is a little bit different than this. It might just have been in the sun a little bit different, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, where the oh. Okay, so I got it pretty cleaned up. You can see the shaft is kind of abraded right where this connects in. That's a little rough. Clean that up. Everything else looks good. Not so sure about those solder joints, but I'm not touching them. So it looks like the brushes are adjustable by sliding, kind of loosening a screw and sliding up and down. I'm just going to take them out and clean them up. So I guess I'll just bend it up. You can see it's at a funny angle. I'll just bend it up so that it contacts better once it's in there. Then I'll put that together and then I'll do the other side. So there's the brushes reassembled. I put the screw heads to the outside. Make it a little bit easier. Yeah, so now I'll put the shaft back in. So I've got a little problem that there feels like there should be something here separating the end plate from here. There isn't, and so this can touch that metal. And I guess that's not the end of the world, but I want to kind of put something in between there. So I'm just going to try to make myself a little bushing for that. Maybe use an old guitar pick. I think that'll work. So I found it was kind of hard to find a power supply that was low voltage but high current. I've got this my shop power supply that I use, but it only goes up to 2 amps, and this guy uses quite a bit more than that. So this is a little bit weird, but I took my battery charger and I'm putting the battery charger through a variac, and then using the variac to adjust the voltage. Okay, so finally got my motor all set. There's a couple of things I did. One is this shaft is a little bit bent, and so I just spun the motor up and held a marker to it, and where it turned black, then I kind of bent it away from there. It's not perfect yet, but it's as good as I'm going to get it. The other thing is that it really made a lot of noise, and I found that this the armature was out of balance, and I think it might have had a plug in there at one point to balance it, and so I took the armature and I set it here and I let it kind of roll, and wherever it kept rolling downwards I considered it to be the heaviest spot. And so then I just kind of filled a little bit of solder in the armature hole to kind of balance it. Okay, so I had my motor set up on a decorative cardboard piece just to kind of deaden the noise a little bit, because it's right when it's right on the wood, it's kind of loud because of the vibration. And let's give it a try. Bring the voltage up to about 1.5 volts, and there it goes, or 2 volts. Yeah, so it's running pretty nice. I can bring it up to 3 volts. It's not very high torque. There's 4 volts, we're really cooking. I always loved these little electric motors. I used to play with them as a kid. Nothing like this, but just the small ones, and I always found them interesting. And so when I saw this guy at a garage sale, I picked it up, and it's just sat on a shelf for years, and I thought, well, I'll try bringing it up. And I guess the problem is that I think it's 2 volts. It's probably meant to be run off a single cell of a lead acid battery, because at 2 volts, you got to put up quite a bit of current to get the guy going. So it was a fun project, and thanks for coming along for the ride. And if you like this video, just hit like and subscribe, and hope you can join me for the next time. Thanks for watching.